stand-up thing where, oh. Okay, guys, we are live now. I think we're live. It is 9:01 a.m. U.S. Pacific Standard Time here in Los Angeles. And can we get a split screen for this intro here? Because we got Joel Friday here. And if we just started with the show, I was making jokes with Joel Friday about this one line, and I forget what the context was. This one line from Chris Rock talking about how many people. This is a vulgar thing, so cover your ears, kids. Relationships. Nowadays, people sleep around. How many people have you slept with? And the woman says, "Oh, I've been with two." Two? I guess that's just how you was raised. And it was a stand-up thing from back in the day. But anyway, that's not funny. It's not funny. Guys, we're going to have a fun loosey-goosey Tuesday show, too. It is Tuesday, January 17th, 2023 AD. And Joel Friday, what are we talking about?
Oh, man. We got so much stuff. One of them are any of the ones that we talked about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the one of them is insane. One of them is on CraigsList. You can order. I want to say order. You can buy friends or buy a buddy to show you compassion. And you can also pay for friends to come to your party so it looks like you're popular. That's a real thing. So we have some examples that we can get into. Also, we're going to do a taste test on air with, what was it? Beef jerky.
Alpha jerky. Alpha jerky versus beta soy jerky.
Yeah, we're going to try to guess which one is which without knowing and see if we're either alpha or a soy boy. So we're about to find out.
Nice.
Yeah.
And all that and your calls. And we may cover some MLK Day stuff if we have time. Sleepy Joe went to Ebenezer Baptist Church. That's MLK's church, which is run by Raphael Warnock. And it was silly. Oh, my gosh. Maybe you'll catch that on the Jason Lee Peterson show. Maybe you'll catch it right here on Hake with Joel Friday. And other mess. There was an MLK Day shooting. Mass shooting. Not by a white, I don't think. And your calls, if you would like to call in. Some of you already on hold. But anyway, guys, let's get right on with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la.
Hey, guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La, la, la.
So, how are you guys doing? I am fine. I got my La La La, the Hake Report t-shirt on, the one with the darker red version. It says La 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 in all tall letters if you didn't notice.
I remember when you made that one.
Yeah. Actually, I got the design from, I don't know if Mark commissioned it, Mark from San Diego, but Lock Your Door made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice job,
Yeah.
Lock Your Door. And it's my logo, actually. It's
Is
cool.
he still around?
Yeah, Lock Your Door. He texts every now and then. He's busy. He has 3 children or something.
3 kids? Jeez, Lock
He's
Your
one of those-
Door.
Yeah. I think he's a white Irishman. I'm not sure if he's Irish or not. Sorry if I'm smearing your name. Good name.
I remember we
calling you
met
Irish.
his wife, too. Him and his wife
Yeah.
in the church.
Uh-huh.
And good people.
Yeah.
Good people.
Definitely. And Joel Friday has his thin t-shirt material hoodie on.
Brought to you by no name because we don't advertise on
Nice.
the Hake Report. But
That's cool. I like plain shirts, actually, believe it or not, even though I rarely do it. We will get to your super chats, guys. Do you want to do the alpha jerky at the end of the show, or the beginning, or the after the break, or what?
We can get it out the way.
Shall we do it now?
Well, is it ready? That's the.
In the
real
meantime,
question.
as he's getting it ready, as he's bringing it in.
Oh yeah. So you can't look. Okay, so Hassan is getting 2. I'm getting 2. So make sure one of each, and don't look at the bottom, Hassan, because then you'll know which one is which. Okay, and we're gonna test it at the same time. So right now, Nick is bringing in the beef jerky. He already tried it.
I already tried it, and I
But-
can if there's plenty, I can.
Yeah. And I want him to, because then he hasn't tried the soy boy one that I bought.
Alpha jerky is from BigClubUSA.com, guys.
Yeah,
Don't worry about getting in the
perfect.
camera.
Okay,
You're Nick
perfect.
Stream. You're part of the
Yes.
thing.
Okay, there, boom.
He's part of JLP's network.
Yeah, so
This
we'll
is
wait
Nick
for
Stream.
James. We'll wait for
Speedy delivery.
James to get his.
Chef Nick or Cook Nick.
Yeah.
He's a cooker.
So we have two things of beef jerky in front of us, and we don't know which one is which. Okay, so we're just gonna try them both, and we should explain exactly what we're trying in both. So we'll decide. I don't even know which one we choose to go with first.
Oh, I know, huh?
I guess we just go and then explain what we're eating.
Alpha jerky is from BigClubUSA.com. Promo code JLP33. I ordered some. I bit the bullet and ordered my $30 10-ounce. That's $3 an ounce. It's not too bad, I don't think. So you're gonna owe me $3
I know.
for eating a piece.
And the one this was the regular one that I bought was 15. So beef jerky is just expensive. That's just, but I think I understand why. Is because like how when you eat steak, you go to like the restaurant, you eat a piece of steak, and they bring it out to you, and it's like this big, and you're like, that's not gonna get me full. But when you eat it, you're full.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so expensive, because you eat a couple pieces and then you're like, you're
fine.
satisfied. Yeah, you're good.
Wow, this is a nice service.
Because Nick used to be a chef,
Right.
so he knows how to.
Oh, and very important. He brought the toothpick things.
Yeah,
These
very
are key.
It's key.
Can you see it?
Perfect. Because.
Oh yeah, let me hold it over my shirt. I carry these all the time, everywhere I go. It's a survival thing.
Boom.
I had a broken tooth forever, and I didn't know it was broken, and so stuff was getting stuck inside my teeth all the time,
Really?
and it was like painful.
Oh yeah.
And finally, it broke, and like I had to like file it down.
Oh.
The way that it broke. I went to the dentist after like 10 years or 11 years.
Have you got your wisdom teeth pulled?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did that 10, 12, 15 years ago or so.
After you got it done, did they have the holes in it?
I didn't notice.
Mine had the holes and food would get in it, and I'd have to use one of these,
Oh my gosh.
the ends, to get the food out in there,
Terrible.
and then eat it again for later.
Nice. And then I got a crown put on over that broken tooth.
Oh yeah.
And then I had surgery and I was out for 3 months, so I'm still
3
sitting
months?
with a broken crown.
So it was just swollen? Why you had
No,
to do
I
it?
was out from other surgeries for 3
Oh, I
months
see,
and
I
all
see, I
the
see.
back
Oh,
stuff.
You just
and
did them all at once.
And so like I couldn't do I got to go in like next week or something and get my real crown put in. Luckily
So you
it
have a
stayed
silver?
put.
So you have a silver right now?
No.
Oh,
I wish.
It's a white?
It's a white thing.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
white temp.
I was gonna say you look like a rapper if it was silver.
I know. I have a grill in my back molar. So shall we do this?
Yeah.
Let's
So-
do this.
So we'll just grab anyone and then explain.
And
what
we're
you're
not going to
eating.
name the other jerky. We're not going to name the beta jerky.
Yeah, but Hassan, can you put yourself on
Yeah,
camera
put
too?
yourself on the third panel.
You know what? I think I'm bailing out.
Okay.
Oh,
Maybe at the end of
Okay.
the show he'll
Okay.
change his name.
no. Okay.
Because we'll leave it there, and his mouth is going to water.
You see?
And
Okay. Yeah. That's what we'll do. So then James and I will do it, and I'm gonna explain it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna eat this one.
All right. I know which one that one is. I think.
Okay. I could probably guess which one.
Oh man, he's smacking on this.
I know. I'm sorry.
This is a bad idea. I was
Sorry,
thinking
this is
about
bad.
this.
He black. I'll go
You
back.
guys are covering your.
Sorry, guys, but I have to explain what I'm eating. This thing
He's
here
salivating on the mic.
is very dry. I get you. I bet you I can guess which one this is. It's very dry.
Does that mean it's alpha or beta?
It's plain. I don't know. I mean, it's dry, it's plain, and it don't really have a taste. It's salt and pepper, by the way.
Are they both salt and pepper?
They're both salt and pepper, but it had no moist. Pause, but I need a little moist. Okay, and this is not it. So we're gonna put that one down.
Okay. He's going.
I know.
Sorry, audio files.
I know it's bad.
Sorry, headphones listeners.
And it doesn't help that it's like actually jerky, so I'm over here chewing.
Right.
Okay, this one is another one.
Do you need a palate cleanser? You can drink out of my. I guess if you need it.
Oh, sure. I brought mine, but I left it out. It's okay. Yeah. Oh. This one here, fire. Okay, I can already kind of tell what this one is. It's kind of wet still. Pause.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a little bit moist too. But it has a good flavor.
Is it sweeter?
It's sweeter. It's sweeter, which is surprising because it's salt and pepper.
Right.
But you want to eat this one. This one you want to tear up.
That means it's beta.
So I'm gonna go with the second one being the alpha jerky,
Oh.
and then the first one being the soy boy jerky.
Dang.
So let me check and see on the bottom. Let's look. Can I get a drum roll?
Oh, he's wrong.
So the dry one.
Can you? I don't know if you can even zoom in on that.
So look, the dry one I ate first. Zoom in.
I don't know if you can do it.
Oh, you can't. That's
He may
right.
not have
I'm
the skills.
tripping. As if I wasn't an audio engineer before. So the dry, if you look, maybe you wanna.
It's labeled.
You
Oh
want
yeah.
to show them that? Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, perfect. There it.
Alpha.
That's the
The
alpha.
dry one is alpha.
dry one-
The dry and tasteless is the alpha jerky.
The
That's how you know it's
dry
good for you.
The dry and tasteless was the alpha jerky, and then the moist and
sugary.
delicious and
And
sweet and make you want to slap your mama is the soy boy one, which
Yep.
does kind of make sense.
Yeah.
Because
They
if
try to
it's-
hook you with that sugar.
Yeah, if it's too good, there's a problem. Something's wrong with it.
If it's sweet, if it's
it's-
sweet and moist, it's
yeah.
beta.
Yeah, if you're sweet and moist, you somehow are gonna end up turning into a feminist. So this one, but it's so good. Though.
I could tell though because it's like red and
It's so good.
has chemicals on it. Probably has MSG.
I know some
Su-
kind of
lots of
steroids.
sugar and soy and teriyaki. Does it have teriyaki? Oh no, probably not teriyaki sauce.
salt and it's salt and pepper, but it's so good. I'm gonna have to eat the soy boy one right now. To be honest. I'm going all soy. Oh wait, let me not eat because it's not a good.
Now
look
he's
for
gonna
it.
be salivating for the rest of the show. Should I do mine?
Oh yeah, do yours.
All right. Here's me, and I'll try not to make chewing slobber noises on the thing.
Oh, no. It's so good that I'm trying not to eat it. That's definitely alpha jerky.
It's tough. You gotta tear it like a lion.
That's you.
I feel like I'm making noises even inside my head when I'm chewing. Oh, this is so good though. I'm a fan of the alpha jerky. I think this is the alpha jerky.
Uh-oh.
Because your saliva makes it juicy.
That's why I make it. But we still,
I love it.
James may have different tastes than me, and his mouth may already be
More alpha.
more alpha. So when he tries the alpha jerky, it may be moist to him. So we're about to find out.
You gotta chew it forever though. That's the other thing about the alpha jerky. Fair warning about the alpha jerky. I'm talking with my mouth full. Very rude. Sorry, audiophiles. Sorry, headphones listeners. You chew it forever and it's kind of like gum loses its taste.
I'm sorry, this is cardboard.
The first few chews are excellent, but like gum, chewing gum
Yeah.
loses its taste
Yeah,
as a kid, and you're like either want
Yeah.
to spit it out or swallow it.
yeah.
This is the same thing. The alpha jerky is the same way. Like it loses its taste,
Yeah.
and you just chew it, and then it's meat.
After the first bite, the taste is gone. But I will back up what James said.
It's stuck in my teeth.
because it's so hard to chew, it make your jaw strong.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? You
Yep.
gotta pump it up.
You're gonna have a muscular jaw.
Muscular jaw, and then you gotta rip it like a lion, like James said.
You ever seen
But-
the infomercial with the ball chewer commercial where the guy chews on the ball to make his jaw stronger?
That's real?
Yeah.
Does it work?
He's like a fitness guy, and he's like,
Is that what
it makes
Zac
your jaw
Efron-
defined. I
is that
need
what
it.
Zac Efron did?
Maybe.
see it?
Yeah.
But okay.
The other thing is, like, some of it doesn't break down on the alpha jerky. Like every other piece of alpha jerky, it does not break down all the way because we were guessing. The guys out there were telling me it's tendon in it, and the tendon doesn't break down all the way because it's not boiled down. So you either got to swallow it or spit it out. I spit it out.
See, the thing is that I've been eating the bad beef jerky, the unhealthy one.
I'm gonna
the
try
past,
the
like,
beta.
week. Oh yeah, I tried the beta first and then go.
Oh, so your palate is trained to
That's
like.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, this one is like too sweet for me.
It's like cute.
Yeah, yeah.
It feels cute in your mouth.
Yeah. It is sweet. It is kind of pleasant, but it is too sweet for me
Yeah, I get them.
and too juicy.
Yeah. So I got the soy boy palate,
Yeah.
and then James got the alpha palate.
I've been training show him my dinner that I had on Saturday night. Saturday afternoon, my alpha jerky arrived. In the rain, they delivered it in the rain. Better than Amazon. And I broke it open and took pictures. I'm like, I'm gonna save it for Joel Friday on Tuesday. But then by dinner time, I'm like, I need to try this. It feels so good. Oh, bring it in here. Bring it in here, Nick. It is so thick.
Okay.
Yeah. Bring my bag, the alpha jerky bag. I put it on a bed of like lettuce, fancy super greens or whatever. Sorry, I'm chewing with my mouth full. Oh my gosh, we've eaten it down already. But it comes in this big old 10-ounce bag. And I didn't realize 10 ounces is more than half a pound. And so I'm like, hey, this is pretty hefty. I didn't pay through the nose for nothing. I paid through the nose for a significant amount. And it's like a decent, it has some weight to it, or did.
Yeah.
We've eaten more than half of it.
Dang, dude, did we really? Well, we still got some.
Well, between me, I ate it for dinner like twice.
Oh, okay. I see.
And then yesterday I ate it during the meeting and gave some to Nick and Bill, Jesse.
If I'm going to choose, say if I'm gonna pick up some beef jerky and I'm gonna eat it, often.
Mm-hmm.
I'd much rather, in all honesty, choose the alpha jerky.
Yeah.
Because
the beta's too rich.
Yeah, that
it's like taking over my mouth.
Exactly. And you know that if you're eating that, you're gonna enjoy that too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's gonna be like
You'll be
not
done.
what it's gonna be.
Right.
Beef jerky is supposed to be like a snack, like a nice snack that you eat, boom, 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 and then you let it go.
Right.
You can't be like wanting it like a donut.
I know. Yeah. Whenever I'm on a road trip eating beef jerky,
yeah,
my friends have like one or two.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want more.
Exactly.
I don't know if I'm just hungry.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's meant to eat the whole bag. And if with the soy boy jerky, you'll eat the whole bag because it's like has that good flavor. But with the alpha, it's not like, I'm exaggerating. It's not like a bad taste.
Mm-hmm.
It actually is good, and it is tough. But I think it's designed. Beef jerky is better that way.
Yeah.
So that you just eat it like you working out a little bit. You want to eat a couple bites before you work out or after.
Yeah.
It's just like a little quick snack, so you don't eat the whole bag. Because if you pay $30 and eat the whole bag, you can
feel like you're wasting.
Yeah, that's a $30 meal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I like that. I like the alpha jerky. I would probably, for me and my lifestyle, I would choose the alpha jerky. But my taste buds are soy boy right now because
you've been eating the beta jerky.
I've been eating
Had you
beta
been
for like a week.
I think if you had prepped your palate for the past few days,
yeah,
you'd be fine.
I'd be fine with it.
Made in USA, no soy, no preservatives, no
soy. That's
MSG.
it. No, soy is salty though. Huh? It's not sweet.
Soy is sweet too, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
sweet and salty, like teriyaki.
I'm so tempted to.
Handcrafted gourmet brisket beef jerky, alpha jerky, salt and pepper. Ingredients: ground pepper, sea salt, Oh, beef, ground pepper, sea salt. That's it, folks.
So Max Rex says, "Tell Joel that the jerky is boneless."
That's right. Joel likes boneless chicken wings.
If it has bone in it, I don't want it.
I know. No bones, but you may get some tendon, which is fine. Tendon is fine for you, I think.
Yeah, I like this. I need to stop eating it though, because I'm chomping down.
100% beef from USA. Only 60 kcals, whatever that means, kcals per serving. Salt and pepper, that's it. Product of USA.
Yeah.
U.S. inspected and passed the Department of Agriculture. So it's in line with the stuff.
Although, I would like to try some different
Nice.
flavors. So,
They may come out with other flavors. Who knows? They are going to come out. Big Club USA is going to come out with toilet paper and all your needs.
Nice. Nice.
But they started out with Alpha Jerky, and they had that commercial that I can't stand because of that high-pitched voice and the... Do you want to play it? Should we play it? We've been talking about it so much. There's that lame commercial that gets on my nerves. But JLP's funny in it. Enjoy.
I love eating bugs. I also live in a pod and own nothing. I'm an anti-racist and I'm a...
Beta! 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 Beta!
Toughen up, Soy Jack. Get your protein from a non-liberal source. Try Alpha Jerky.
Soy Jack.
Amazing!
Wow. It really is. Amazing!
Amazing! Amazing!
Amazing. Go to BigClubUSA.com to order Alpha Jerky now. Become a man. Become Alpha.
Yeah, your jaw's gonna get strong eating it. Eat enough of these, you're gonna have a strong jaw.
It's the real Mr. Mad says tendon is fine if you're trying to choke on it. Yeah, I didn't swallow it. I spit it out. It was like chewing on gum, which is good for you, and then you spit it out. But if it's boiled to death, then you can eat the tendon, I think. So guys, thank you, Joel Friday, for the taste test.
Yeah, that was fun.
Participation.
That was fun.
Hassan did not eat it. We may break him down at the end of the.
Yeah.
But no pressure, man. BigClubUSA.com, promo code JLP33. Before we get to the stories, Joel, should we get to a call or two?
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Let me get to Rick in Maine on the line. Rick, Happy New Year to you, man. How you doing? You're on with Joel Friday.
Right back at you.
Nice.
How you doing? And hello to Joel and Hassan and everybody.
Hey, Rick.
I sent a couple of articles to Nikki last night, actually.
Oh, nice. By
about
Nikki,
that
you
article that
you mean host of Nick Stream, Nikki?
No.
No.
Oh my God! I mean, sorry. Yes.
Yes.
Nick.
Yes. Okay. Right on.
I got a lot of noise here. I'm getting a lot of noise from the road here. Couple of articles that I sent to Nick about that article that you and Big Bump was doing there yesterday, which I thought was quite interesting. So I had to dig into it a little bit myself. I sent him a couple of articles there about it. But that telephone call that everybody was talking about from the astronauts to President Nixon, that actually will happen. And they actually had the technology back then to put that communications through. It's called repeaters.
Repeaters. Have you picked up on what he's talking about, Joel?
No.
Okay, so let me catch Joel Friday here, and anybody who didn't catch yesterday's show up. Yesterday we talked about, was the moon landing real?
Oh, okay.
Or was it fake? Or was that phone call actually a live phone call from the astronauts on the moon to President Nixon at that time? At the White House.
Yeah.
Like, how did that happen? We don't even get good signal from out in the boonies.
That's crazy. So, not to cut you off, just a quick side note. That's crazy that you talked about that yesterday, because I was watching a show late last night and on the show they were playing a clip of Nixon talking to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I kind of knew. I was like, oh, I know what he's talking about. But it's just funny how you. Anyway.
And I think
Yeah.
I had a caller. Was it Thomas? Somebody from yesterday's show called and said
Thomas.
there would be a major delay, and yet he doesn't
Not really.
remember any delay. And like there's a delay in talking over over some airwaves.
But what would be the point of them faking the call? You know what I mean? Like, is it because it sounds cooler?
To say, well, the point would be, I guess, to say, oh, we beat Russia in the space race to get to the moon.
To prove that, oh, we're on the phone with the guy that's on the moon right now. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Bragging rights.
Yeah.
Somehow. Whatever value that is, I don't know. Maybe it has some value. Like if you can get to space, then you can bomb people from space, maybe.
Yeah. Or that we got there faster than you. Ha ha.
Right. Yeah. So a repeater, what's a repeater? I've heard of a repeater from G.I. Joe days.
Okay, what that does, I'm a ham radio operator. I've been in radio since 1970. I hold the highest class license there is, which is amateur extra. And I'm also a volunteer examiner. I give the tests nowadays. I don't take them anymore. So how that works is you got a signal that's transmitted on one frequency. That machine, or as a repeater, as we call them, a machine, will grab that signal, flip it so many megahertz, kilohertz, whatever, to another frequency, and retransmit to another repeater that will turn that around, or it'll be just one repeater that will transmit it to a phone patch that we've used quite often in the hobby to transfer that signal to a telephone. So that's what Thomas was talking about. But there's hardly any delay, if any at all. There's very little delay. Once that signal has been transmitted and that other rig grabs it, flips that frequency, and retransmits to another, excuse me, sorry about that, another machine, then transmits it into the phone patch, then that is definitely possible.
And was that were they using radio waves?
Yes.
How
Yes,
fast?
radio waves, radio transmissions are just like the light on a flashlight. It's a different frequency of light, and light travels at 186,000 miles a second.
Wow.
So that can definitely transmit from the moon down to a repeater, whichever way they went through to it, and then to a phone patch that transferred it to President Nixon.
Without there being a delay?
Without being a delay, yes.
Okay.
And so that did you say it went through Houston to Nixon, or to somebody through what?
It probably went through from their transceiver to a repeater, and then to another repeater to Houston. And they had the phone patch there. There's many, many hams in that area. And I think you'll find that there's a lot of ham radio operators that's involved with NASA anyhow. So, that definitely is a possibility, transmitting that far. Absolutely. He's got nothing in the way to block the signal.
You know what? I have a super chat from Asmodor over on Odyssey, who is our resident historian over there. And he says...
Yeah.
He says that there were no repeaters used. They transmitted directly to Mission Command, where it was patched through to a phone. And he links an article to Crone, which is, I think, a Houston Chronicle. How did President Richard Nixon place a phone call to the moon? And so they say that was no repeater used, just transmitted directly to mission command.
Yeah, that's very possible. Very possible. Depends on how strong their transceiver was up there.
Yeah.
And like I said, there was nothing in the way to block that signal.
Right. No
The reason
terrain.
why we have so
just
many
atmosphere
Yeah.
only. And atmosphere doesn't slow down radio waves?
No.
Okay. How about the Van Allen belts? Do the Van Allen
it
belts
will-
radiation? Does that mess
can
with the
affect
weight?
it, yes.
Oh,
That
it
can
may
affect
cause
all
interference.
transmissions.
Okay. So radiation
doesn't
can
happen
cause
all the
interference.
time.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Wow.
We have scenarios during the summertime that are solar flares, and as far away as the sun is, that radiation from little solar flares can definitely affect all of our transmissions.
Okay.
Just like I was going to mention there before with VHF, UHF, etc. If you've got something in the way of that signal that you're trying to transmit, it's going to block it. It's going to stop it. And hello to Asmodor, long time no see, or speak rather.
Yeah.
But that's, it depends on the frequency, it depends on the atmospheric conditions, and it also depends on the antenna system and transceiver. There's a lot of factors in it, but that definitely can do that. Apparently they shot direct with their transceiver up there. Houston picked it up, flipped it over, put it through a foam patch, and put it into Washington. So, yeah, that's definitely a possibility. If you recall, anybody, Asmodor or anybody, they had communications blackouts. That's when they actually had the surface of the moon away from the surface of the Earth.
Oh, okay. Wow.
That blocked the
Like
signals
when it was
coming from
over,
there.
like when the moon was over Australia instead of over us or China. It was out of eyesight, basically.
Yeah.
Interesting, man. I appreciate that, Rick.
Blackout. Yeah, no problem.
Good to hear from
Been
you,
a
man.
while since I've talked with you.
Yeah. Well, take care. Appreciate you.
All right,
See
take
you,
care,
Rick.
you guys. We'll catch you again.
All right.
Well, Rick's explanation further leads me to believe that it happened. He said that there's, what's it called? Speakers.
He said repeaters.
Repeaters.
But Azador says no repeaters were used according to the Houston Chronicles reporting.
Well, Rick was actually a person who was doing that kind of stuff.
Right.
Was Asmodor? I don't know.
Azador is not denying that it happened. He's just saying that they didn't need a repeater. They just went directly to it.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was a straight shot. I do have a couple of super chats from Asmodor. Let's read a couple of these here. I had another first-time caller, but he dropped off. He couldn't hang on, I guess. Azador says, 0 sugars in jerky is a big deal. Most of it is loaded with sugar. And yeah, that's true.
So good, too.
I looked at, I had some beta jerky, beta soy jerky. Well, it's not made out of soy. It's not tofu jerky.
Yeah.
But it is teriyaki.
Yeah.
And it's the first ingredient is, of course, the meat, right?
Yeah.
But the second ingredient is sugar. Third ingredient, brown sugar. And then they add soy sauce, which is even more sugar.
Yeah, makes sense.
Crazy. Flat Earth, according to Asmodor, is a psyop to make the right wing look stupid, and only the very stupid fall for it. Get that, flat earthers? We love you, but you're the very stupid who fall for the flat earth stuff. Oops, are you a flat earther?
No.
Okay.
No.
Joel Friday is not stupid. Hassan, are you a flat earther? Hassan is over here.
I'm absolutely not, but the thing in the Bible where it says the
plane of the earth
is a firmament.
Oh, the firmament.
Yeah.
Yeah, the firmament. Uh-huh.
it gives me a little bit of grace to the flat earth.
Right, because they found it in the Bible, the firmament, bro.
But
And
what is that?
The
Can you
firmament.
explain it to the slow people.
I don't even really know. I take it to mean the atmosphere, but the
Okay.
atmosphere is not very firm. I don't know what firmament really means. Maybe it's like the Van Allen belts. We can't break through them because that's the firmament. Some of them think that it's a snow globe, like the Earth
okay.
is flat. It's a disc.
Yeah.
It's a flat disc. Maybe it has a turtle underneath
I
it holding
see.
it,
I see.
and then it has the
Yeah.
atmosphere over it, and then there's ice walls surrounding it, and that's Antarctica.
So, in relation to what you just said, as you gives you a little bit more grace to the flat earthers, meaning what about the firmament? Like, is it explained that it's
Yeah,
the
what
earth
is
flat?
firmament?
Well,
Hassan, educate us.
also, I want to make it clear for Joel that I am one of the moon deniers. Yesterday, so anyway, but
You need some alpha jerky
that's for sure. That's for sure.
with no sugar.
Yeah, I'm eating the straight tofu jerky. I don't know. I mean, it does sound interesting though, because you're right. They do explain it as if a lot of them, when explaining that and bringing that up in the Bible,
Yeah.
a lot of them are alluding to there's no space, like outer space is
Oh, right.
completely
Space
made
is
up.
fake. Yeah. What we're seeing is just polka dots.
Right, and kind of like what you said, the snow globe concept or the Truman Show kind of concept where we're just in this planetarium, essentially, I guess
Cool.
they think.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. So I don't believe that, and I believe it's round, but when they bring that part up, it's
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind
no,
of interesting.
I don't deny. A good point. I don't deny what anybody said. I'm not like a round earther. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I don't
You're not a
like.
ball tard?
Yeah, like I don't. I'm like I believe it's round, but I'm not like gonna protest about it. Like I'm not like, oh well, I'm for sure believe it's round. I'm not. I'm just like, okay, well if it's flat, to me, right? But to me, this is how I see it. Is that like when you think about how like women have babies, and then when the baby cries, the women get more breast milk, and then when we get sick, we heal, and all this stuff. It's like
It takes care of itself.
Miracles, yeah, those are miracles that we can't process. So why will we believe that? For me, it's like, why not believe that there's a space and that somebody got to the moon, and then on the moon you can breathe, or you can't breathe. I don't think you can breathe.
I'm not sure. Hands up. I can't breathe.
But I think it's possible. I think I wouldn't. I don't want to say like space doesn't exist, and then that I don't know. I'm not against either or, but I just believe it's possible. I mean,
All
that's
right.
me. But I'm not a flat or a rounder. But it seemed round to me.
Yeah, it does to me too. Joel explained that he has flat feet, somewhat flat feet.
right.
And so when he walks, he kind of wobbles because the earth is round. I got another super chat explaining the firmament. Asmodor states, in the Bible, the firmament is the vast, solid dome created by God during his foundation of the world to divide the primal sea into upper and lower portions so that the dry land could appear. It's a stretch, to say the least, to apply it to current cosmology. Interesting. Thank you, Asmodor. Yeah, he did say he created a firmament to separate the water above from the water below. I thought that it meant the water in the clouds from the water in the sea, but I don't know, because I've read the Bible all the way through and read some parts multiple times, but I just don't. But interesting. The primal sea into the upper and lower portions so that dry land could appear. Interesting, man. Thank you, Asmodor. Yeah, we have a lot of flat earthers, and I say I'm a ball tard till I die, and hopefully I never die. But I'm not living quite right yet. So we'll see. Maybe I won't see, but maybe. Well, anyway, let's not talk about that. It's too morbid. By the way, shout out to the Facebook crew. And I make fun of the flat earthers and argue with them when I go to the beach and look at the horizon And the horizon to me proves that the Earth is a ball, because otherwise the horizon would not be so crisp. It would just kind of fade, I think.
There it is. James just proved it.
Atmospheric stuff that's atmospheric in the way would make it not so crisp, I think.
There it is. I'm going with that.
Right. Azador says, people who can't do simple equations, can't do the simple equations that the ancient Greeks did thousands of years ago need to stop worrying about the Earth's shape. Those who can know that the Earth is a sphere. Talking about the simple equations. Yeah, I mean, we're so close to the Earth. Why wouldn't it look like it's flat? For our purposes, it is flat. It's relatively flat.
Yeah.
But when you go out, when you zoom out, it has to be a ball.
Yeah.
God made oranges round. He made your eyeballs round. Why would he make the Earth flat all of a sudden?
Yeah. Right,
Think about it.
Right. These are all facts to me. These are these are undeniable facts. So it's round.
Yeah.
James confirmed it.
Anyway, enough of the flat Earth stuff. More super chats. Should we get to more super chats? Yeah. Okay. Based America First yesterday states, I sincerely believe with you that banking establishments are more dangerous than standing armies, and that the principle of spending money to be paid by posterity under the name of funding, meaning going into debt, is but swindling futurity on a large scale. And that's a quote he says, he attributes to Thomas Jefferson, or T. Jefferson, 1816. That's one of the founders. I'm trying not to say founding fathers anymore, because Jesus said, call no man father.
Or teacher.
And, the founding fathers, the founders were a mixed bag. They were men better than us, most, if not all of them, I think, maybe. I'm assuming. Some of them were like 18 years old, and they signed these things. And we're so immature in our...
Yeah.
Well, maybe I should speak for myself. I'm like in my 40s.
No,
and I'm like silly.
But like back then, there a lot of things were different.
Yeah.
It was just different. They were a lot younger.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice quote. Thank you, Based America First, for the education. Gretna Thurnbib 42 states, Joel, if you think those Craigslist ads are weird, there are people who actually pay for hugs. Shout out to all the depressed people who pay for hugs. What the?
Yeah, that's real.
That's funny. Was it on Nick's? Did Nick, the guest, the producer of the Jesse Lee Peterson show, cover that the Asians were hiring people to, maybe it was when we had a different board operator between you guys, were paying people to be going on dates with them and stuff like that? Kind of like what you're talking about with this Craigslist thing?
Oh, no.
I think there were some Asians doing this.
Really?
And I feel like JLP might have covered it when Nick was producer, which he still is.
Interesting.
I don't know, but it reminds me of what you're going to cover.
Not surprised. I'm trying to save it. I'm trying to not go into it
right.
until we get to it. But interesting.
Speaking of the conspiracy theorists, let's talk about your jab that you want to take at the conservatives. Because we got to get to your stuff.
I didn't know if we were going to get to that or not, but I'm glad that we're able to get to it, because there's this thing that I see that is driving me crazy. And I say drive me crazy in a fun way. I don't mean it's really making me stress or I'm losing sleep over it. But it's so interesting, and this is just a friendly jab, but it's still a jab, because we had to still jab. I think that's necessary. But to the conservatives, because the conservatives, at least the ones that I follow, I won't say the names on this platform, but maybe another time. But the conservatives that I follow, often, and I see this oftentimes, is that quick to combat the left's whatever story they have, or the left's opinion that they say is truth, right? And a lot of the times we know that what the left is saying is false, right? We know that it's based in emotion, and oftentimes it's not really based in the fact. And sometimes it is, blah, blah, blah. But what happens is the conservatives come back and say, no, that's not true. This is true. But it's like, what different did you do than what they did? Like, nobody proved nothing. They just said their opinion, So whether your opinion is right or wrong, and we all do this, but I'm pointing out this specific case is that the conservatives will point out the lie, but they don't bring any receipts. So, for example, this whole thing with the vaccine are giving people heart attacks and they're dying, right?
Uh-huh.
That's a big thing. A lot of conservatives jumped on that now, and then like every time somebody dies of a heart attack, the conservatives posted on Instagram saying, see? Now, I'm not denying that that's not true, right? But I'm just saying, like, why should we believe you? You know what I mean? Like, what are you coming with to prove that that's the case? Because to me, on the outside, even though I wouldn't be surprised if it was true, but for me, I'm thinking like, okay, that sounds like a conspiracy theory. You know what I mean? That's what it seems like to me, because it's like, prove that the vaccine and this are a part of it, or no one is going to believe you. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like, if you're going to do that, when I look at that, it looks silly to me, because I'm like, you're saying something, but you're not proving nothing.
Right.
You know, it's just a reach to me. And I see conservative, and they're like, see, the left, people on the left, they don't get it. You guys better start waking up. It's the vaccine. Well, is it? Because right now you ain't convincing me that it is. All you're doing is saying that it is. And I don't know you. You know what I mean? So that's just my thing, is that like, just because you're a conservative, just because you're a Christian, and just because you may have insight, it still don't make you the one that we all should believe. You know what I mean? I don't know you from, what I'm saying? I don't know you from Adam. So it's just like, if we're going to do that, and I probably have done stuff like that too, but if we're going to do that, come with it so then people can't say we're a hypocrite. They can't say that we're arrogant. We can't say that we're full of ego and we're just controversial. If we come with the facts, they can't deny it. So I just see conservatives do that a lot. They just reach at everything, and you're not really proving it. And I don't know if you really knew, because if you really knew, why aren't you proving it? So I just had to say that to the conservatives, because it's driving me crazy.
With that specific topic, I think it would probably be kind of hard for even a doctor or what's the person in the morgue who inspects the body?
Coroner?
Yeah, the coroner or whatever they do, the autopsy people.
Yeah.
It would be hard for them to prove it. They would have to kind of correlate it to the statistics and see if the correlation is greater among the vaxxed than among the unvaxxed, and whether it's higher, whether they're higher, and they'd have to isolate out like the other factors going into what has changed. So a lot has changed.
So you're basically saying that it'd
be hard to prove.
Be hard to prove. Oh, okay, I see.
It's hard to prove for anybody to prove.
Okay. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I think it's a valid suspicion. Of course, I disavow it for the sake of my channel.
Yeah.
But I do notice that you are right. Like, I see it with other things. They hear something about somebody, and then they say it's true.
Yeah.
Or they see somebody acting funny, and they call Joe Biden a pedophile.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they don't know. They haven't seen what Joe Biden's up. I mean, I've heard some things about his daughter's diarrhea and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I don't really want to get into, but there's some weird things.
Yeah.
But they jump to conclusions so easily.
Yeah.
And you've seen people turn on one another, gossiping, males gossiping.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I've seen Jesse do is like, you don't say something that you don't know to be true.
Yeah.
And you say, according to the reports, this is what happened.
See, and to add on that, what my point really is, because those are good points, is that maybe some stuff is just hard to prove, and it's almost better to
better safe than sorry, for sure, with regard to the vax.
Right, but to have an opposing view that could be the possibility is not a bad thing. Like, for them to say, oh, okay, well, they're lying to you. They're lying to you.
Right.
Is not a bad thing, considering that maybe they are lying. And we've known them to lie.
Right.
But my point is the arrogance attached to it, as if the logic that is unmoving, that is like, this is what it is, you guys are dummies. Right? Because the energy to me of that feels like it feels like, who are you? Right? Because it's like, no, it's the heart attacks are caused by the thing. You know what I mean? It's like making an absolute statement when if there's no evidence that we can really prove, then how do we know that that's the case?
Open your eyes, bro.
Yeah.
Wake up, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
why don't you take the vax then, bro?
Yeah, I know. It's just like so extreme and absolute. And to me, even if you're saying the truth, it's off-putting to me. Me, it's just off-putting. It's just like, there they go again.
Right.
And it becomes, it's no longer about the truth you're getting out. It's more like you being the controversial figure to me.
Right.
And it's not intentional, because I know a lot of people who do it mean well, but it just comes off with the unintentional arrogance, because it's like, you know it, you got the answer. They're liars. They're wrong. They're evil. Listen to me. Don't listen to them. Don't have your own mind. Listen to me. I'm telling you the truth. That's how it comes off to me. So that's why the jab, I'm glad James brought that up, because the jab was with the intention to explain how it's coming off.
Right.
And it's very extreme and arrogant and reachy. It's not like, maybe I could be wrong. It's like, no, I'm right. It's the vaccine that I can't prove. It's the vaccine. And it just comes off wrong to me. So that's just my point.
There's a rule that some people have said that if the liberals or such and such group say one thing, the establishment, believe the opposite.
Yeah.
But that's not a good rule.
Yeah.
JLP has made the distinction between an intellectual mind and an intelligent mind.
Yeah.
Have you heard that before?
Have
you heard him talk about that?
Freshen me up.
What would you say is the difference between being an intellectual and being intelligent?
What, intellectual or intelligent? It
Yeah.
sounds like the same thing to me, is it?
No, because intellectuals are in their head. They're not spiritual. They don't have common sense. They cling to knowledge, and yet they have no wisdom.
Okay, so intelligence would be wisdom.
Intelligence is more like wisdom.
Okay, so
and you can process information in a right way rather than clinging to it and knocking people over the head with it. And jumping to conclusions.
I think that's the perfect example. Is intellectualized versus wisdom, because wisdom knows, and this is so true. Wisdom knows that if it's the truth, you're not trying to bang it over nobody's head.
Yeah.
Like, you just know, you don't have the desire to do it.
And you know when you don't know.
Yeah, you know when you don't know, exactly. And when you know, you especially when it's received through insight and you have that light about it, there's no energy to try to preach it. It's just like, I know it, and you just share it. You know what I mean? I don't even know how to properly explain it, but the point is that wisdom knows not to jump to conclusions.
Right.
That's how it seems to me. It's like, okay, you have the truth, but is it intellectual? Because why are you going so extreme with it?
Right.
So I think that's a perfect point. I think, in my opinion, that the people who are doing that in those moments, they've intellectualized what it means, and then they're excited that they're uncovering something, so they just go hard with it, and with the hopes of it being the thing that wakes up the world. But
he says it, JLP explains it simply. I don't remember if I have the exact words, but he said the intellectual mind accepts and rejects information, whereas the intelligent mind neither accepts nor rejects.
Say that one more time, slow.
The intellectual mind accepts and rejects different things.
Yeah.
Quick to accept, quick to reject different things. Whereas the intelligent mind neither accepts it nor rejects it.
That's it.
Isn't that nice?
That's it, church.
Yeah.
That's it right there. That's so true. It's like, you're not holding on to either or. That's why I say, and I'm not saying I'm that, but that's why I say is that I'm not ball or flat, because like I'm not trying to hold on to either, because to me it's like, why?
Right.
Like I'm still
It's
have
a
to
dumb
pay my
thing to
bills.
fight about it.
I still gotta pay my bills. I still gotta figure out what I'm gonna do next. I still gotta
What good
meditate.
does it do?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like for me that protest about it is like doesn't change my reality.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm saying, like that second part you said with there's no accept or reject. Cause why? You can be wrong and it's okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I like what I'm gonna quote. I'm gonna put that on my Instagram. I'm gonna quote.
Nice.
I'm gonna put that in my bio.
Yeah, that flat Earth stuff. They some of the reasons that they believe it is, one, because they lie. The liberals lie and the establishment lies to us in so many different ways.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they lie about the shape of the Earth?
Yeah.
And then two,
Yeah.
because if we're just an insignificant spinning ball in the huge big space, we're insignificant, but God made us special.
Yeah.
So it tickles their emotions and their ego to feel like God thinks we're special.
Yeah.
But we're not that special either. God loves us, but we're
That's
not
so
special.
true. And in both ways, somebody is being aroused by the same wrong nature, or
Right.
like emotion or
Yep.
whatever. So
They're both
it's like,
being women.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
They're both being women. So it's like you have your, and that's what I mean by the conservative thing. Not all conservatives, and not in every situation, but to me it seems the same. It's like the arrogance is the same on both sides, and not everybody.
Yeah.
You know, there's not everybody's that way, but it's like you have the arrogance with the truth, and they have the arrogance, quote unquote, with the lie.
Yeah.
But it's still arrogance, and it's still out of pocket.
No
So,
wonder Christianity and the conservatives are losing. Because
Yeah,
we're just a
that's it.
miniature version of evil.
Exactly.
Just on the right side.
Right.
But the wrong side's going to win because the wrong side is better at being evil.
Yeah.
Terrible.
My mind's blown at this conversation.
Well, thank you, Joel.
Yeah, that was good. No,
That's
that
a great
was good.
segment.
Yeah, thank you for that quote. That's going on the bio.
Yeah. Nice. Well, guys, we're going to cover more topics, more stories, Craigslist ads, your calls. Art from Ohio talks about plenty of evidence with the vaccine. Joe from Phoenix, Arizona wants to talk about conservatives need receipts. Nice. And your super chats, guys. But first, now is time for some music. Christian music. No, it's not Joel Friday's music. It is more Hake music. This is David Meece from 1983 from the album. I'm blanking on the album. The track is entitled Falling Down. I hope you enjoy it. I know I do. And we'll be right back for hour 2. Hang tight, guys.
Lord, you know I try so hard to do the things I should. In everything I say and do, and all things that are good. But the world keeps calling me, time and time again it seems. And before I know what's hitting me, I've let you down again. And I'm falling down, you know I'm falling down. And I don't understand why I keep losing ground. But every time I do, if I look up to you, then I stop falling down. Yes, I stop falling down because of you. People say they understand, they don't try to put me down. Lord, you know it rips apart the witness that I have. How I wish that I could be the man that you want me to be. But you know that's impossible if I try without you. And I'm falling down, you know I'm falling down. And I don't understand why I keep losing ground. But every time I do, if I look up to you, then I stop falling down. Yes, I stop falling down because of you.
So good, was it not? I love David Meece. That's one of my favorite songs. It's so like 70s and 80s. So good. Some of you guys were asking about super chats, and oh shoot, and you can't super chat on YouTube. Duh. You can only super chat on Streamlabs or Odyssey or Rumble. I'm gonna update my thing to allow that to happen. So, thank you guys for bearing with me through that beautiful, excellent music. So good. I love it. How'd you guys like it? Nice, Hake. That's how you know you're doing it right. Thank you. It's the real Mr. Mad. Oh, he's talking about the fact I can't take super chats. Hake dancing. Oh, I loved this track when I was a kid. That came out when I was like 1 or 2. This song is full of soy and tendon. Neighbors within earshot. No good. Funny. Cereal commercial. Well, guys, whatever. Shall we get to a call? Let's get to Art in Ohio. He wants to talk with Joel and Hake that there is plenty of evidence for the vaccine injuries, which I, of course, disavow. Art in Ohio, you're on the line with Joel Friday and Hakey Hake. Baby, baby.
So check this out.
Stay close to your phone, man.
How you doing, Hake? How you doing, Joel?
Doing well.
Man.
Joel Tuesday in the house, baby.
Oh, yeah. But that's a couple of days too early.
Already? So, tell my man, Big Bump, I like that song he was playing yesterday. That was really, really produced that real good. I like that song or whatnot for sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good song. I was digging that or whatnot.
Was that the Little Miss Sunshine one? The one at the end? With his daughter?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Or was it Let's Go, Brandon?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. That was. I like how they composed that and that was laid out perfectly. I love that song, yo.
Nice.
For sure. And then I had to, when you had playing your music, I was sitting Indian style or whatnot with my legs crossed and my hands put in the prayer form or whatnot to the music cut off or whatnot.
Nice.
But first thing first is, now I ain't for sure whatnot, but I just try to call my cousin or whatnot to verify. But if I wasn't mistaken, I think that they said when they tried to embalm my great aunt when she had passed away, they couldn't put the embalming fluid in her because her blood was clogged up or whatnot. And speculation or what, not even speculation, I was hearing that a lot of these people, this part ain't speculation, a lot of these people or whatnot that was getting these vaccines when they was dying or whatnot, and, not maybe from that vaccine or maybe just dying from COVID or just dying, period, and they had already took the vaccine that they've been finding when they was in the morgue when they was going to embalm them, that they couldn't embalm them because the blood was, they messed the blood up or whatnot to where they can't put the embalming fluid in. So I'm going to find out and I'm going to verify that 100% about my aunt, but if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that's what they said about her when she died, that they couldn't put the embalmer or whatnot because her blood was messed up or whatnot. The second thing is Fox News that did something yesterday or the day before on, they had a doctor on there talking about the Pfizer vaccine, and he was saying some things that you might want to check out that was kind of leading towards what I was saying, but also was saying that I think that he was saying the Pfizer vaccine was harmful for older people. And I would like to say that if it was harmful for older people and y'all didn't have all this time to do the right test on it like you would do on a mouse or a rat or something, a 10-year study or 5-year study, who's to know if the vaccine is going to have potential harms to anybody that's younger than the age of 65 or 55. Y'all don't know. They only speculate the same thing that I was saying before they even start putting the vaccine out about taking the vaccine. That why would you put something in your body that you ain't already test or whatnot? So yeah, they speculating then and they speculating now or whatnot as far as they don't know what the side effects would be for somebody young like that, because clearly everybody knows that you have to give it a 5-year period of time before you actually see the results of that, or a 10-year time before you see if you start growing an extra ear or something. But they saying that on Fox News that it is harmful for older people, and that's the Pfizer vaccine. That ain't the Johnson & Johnson me and you was talking about the other day.
Yeah.
It was factually shown to cause blood clots, and when you have blood clots, that will cause you to have a heart attack, because a blood clot, I know I had a friend or whatnot, his mom died in her sleep. She had a blood clot. This when I was a kid or whatnot, and that's how she died, because it caused her heart to miss the beat, and it caused her to die. So when you have blood clots that's potentially running in your blood, that's what caused you to either have a stroke or for you to die, have a heart attack, or it'll kill you or whatnot.
Yeah, blood
Second
clots are
thing.
dangerous. I
Yes,
understand.
sir.
I hear.
Second thing is, just like I was telling you the last time I think I was talking to you, we already looking up the numbers of, I ain't going to say the person whose YouTube channel I'll be looking at, but he was going over the numbers of whatnot over these last 5 years or 3 years or 4, however they've been long, they've been doing these vaccines, or what, 3.5 years.
I think just 2 years.
2 years.
It was beginning of
however long.
2021, roughly.
Okay. So they saying that the numbers on that is that you have a lot of younger people dying. There's way more than the statistics were or whatnot, and the average statistics was. One of the dudes was saying that the average was 7 million deaths a year, and then it's matched with 3 million newborn kids that's born a year, and that's at 3 million. Then the number of deaths a year, average is 7 years, was on double. Okay, so that's your factual evidence right there. Then what is the reason for all that or whatnot? Only thing that I could speculate that it would be is because we have introduced something new into the body that ain't been in the body, and the only thing that could possibly be is the vaccines or whatnot. Then I want to say also, too, with all these younger, it was a kid that was up here in Bexley, Ohio, tennis player. He just died. He wasn't number 18 years old or whatnot. And Bexley is a liberal area. Bexley, Ohio is a liberal area or whatnot. And I'm pretty sure, and I can guarantee you, any of the money I have, that young man took that vaccine or whatnot, because how they was pushing it up here in Ohio, or Columbus at least, that they give you sandwiches. They one of the judges was talking about they let one of the dudes out of jail in Franklin County Jail if he would have took the vaccine. So they was pushing it heavy in Columbus. So I went down if that tennis player dude who died this week, like a day ago or whatnot, took the vaccine.
Maybe not, man. But you know
I'm
what?
just saying
Art, don't you believe you're a black Hebrew Israelite, tribe of Judah?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't really have proof of that. I mean, you have what you think is proof of that. So, like, that's 2 counts against you. That you think that it's definitely the vaccine, but you're speculating. You don't necessarily know. And then you believe the Israelite thing. That's like, it's like a pattern, you know?
Well, see, the thing is that's like an opinion or whatnot. You would call that speculation, just because you don't interpret the Bible like how I would interpret the Bible and get and understand. Just like if I read Bernstein Bears, what's funny in Bernstein Bears might not be funny to you, but it might be funny to me. So what you interpret as funny, it might be a different interpretation. What I think is funny or whatnot.
Yeah, but it's right. But this is a matter of fact. It's not a matter of opinion. Funny is a sort of opinion.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
And fact is this is what Nick was calling confirmation bias. Like there's an ego attachment to being an Israelite. There's an ego attachment to these different identities that we want to cling on to. And there's also an ego attachment to thinking that you know something. And we don't, there may be some people out there who know, and there's information out there that may prove different things about the vax, but I'm not that interested for one. So I'm not going to look into it. There's people out there who will make claims whom I tend to trust, like Real Vincent James is making claims, I think. And I see that guy as a pretty legitimate source, but I still don't know. And a lot of you guys want to act like you know and accuse well, you don't, but other people will accuse me or Joel of being too scared to look into it or a cuck or whatever. When we don't really know, we just simply don't know, and we doubt that you guys know what you guys think you know.
My only thing is that I already forgot it.
Art from Ohio.
Art, sorry, Art. My only thing is not that you're wrong, because like James just said, I don't know. Not that you're wrong, and maybe maybe you guys might be onto something. But the thing is that my thing is, let me combat it with, before the vaccine, people were having heart attacks. Young people were having heart attacks.
Yeah.
But they weren't being reported, you know what I mean, by conservatives. Heart attacks weren't being reported by conservatives
because they weren't on the lookout for them.
Exactly.
Yep.
There was no agenda behind it.
Yeah.
So maybe it could be true, maybe it's not. But I'm just saying, we need more to change an opinion or change or to make it real, because I've seen a bunch of people die from heart attacks. Young, old, babies, older. I don't know about babies, but young. There was no age on it. So it's like, we can't just, now that the vaccines are here and somebody dies of a heart attack after taking a vaccine, we can't just be like, oh, well, they took the vaccine and they had a heart attack. What does that mean? That's just what it sounds like when we hear you guys saying that kind of stuff.
So how many people do you know that's under the age of 18 or 18 that don't have a heart attack?
There's lots of people. I don't know anybody off the top of in my family, but there's a lot of people in the world who have other conditions other than the vaccine.
How many people do you know? Not who a lot of people. I'm talking about how many people do you know?
0. But how many people do I know who hasn't had a heart attack and been vaccinated? 0. So that doesn't prove anything. There's people I know who, a lot of my family members have been vaccinated, and knock on wood, and God forbid them, having a heart attack. But there's people been having heart attack art for ages. Heart attack ain't a new thing that just came about after the vaccine. But that's how it seems like when you and other conservatives say, like, well, it's because we just need more. I need more. You know what I mean?
Well, okay. Yeah, okay, well, I don't wish bad on anybody or whatnot, if anybody in your family, anybody who took vaccine or whatnot, but it's still in the red area or whatnot. It's going to be between a 2 to 5 year span or whatnot. So anybody that has taken it or whatnot, they might not. I'm not expecting everybody that took the vaccine to all croak over and die at the 2 year mark. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Hopefully don't happen.
Yeah.
I don't even think it was designed to hurt people. I think it was designed in haste, Operation Warp Speed, and stuff done in haste is gonna, and every vaccine is gonna have a certain number of collateral damage. Every vaccine was gonna injure somebody, but even the safe ones.
And to make a small point is that. Oh shoot! Never mind. I lost my train of thought. Go ahead, Art.
So my thing is this: they keep numbers of people who have heart attacks or whatnot, and people who die of the flu, or people who die of this or die of that or whatnot, and the average number is being at a steady rate over years of 20 year, 30, 50 year span of when it's always stayed at an average mark of 7 million a year. What I'm saying is that ever since and after the vaccine, it's factually known that the numbers have doubled. So that's not no speculation. That's just like with a scientist testing the vaccine on a mouse or whatnot, and 10 of the mouse survived, so that's a good vaccine, or a scientist testing the vaccine on a mouse and 10 of them died, and that ain't a good vaccine. You go off the statistical numbers.
The numbers. So you're saying that the numbers doubled of deaths after the vaccine?
I've seen people make that claim, but I don't know that that's true or not.
Well, we'll look into it, or y'all look into it or whatnot. I'm just bringing it to the forefront or whatnot. And then one more thing, not to get too hung up on it or whatnot. Well, just like even with the Hebrew Israelites or whatnot, there's things that's in there whatnot that I feel pertain to me. That's the reason why I feel like and know that that's my tribe. just leave it at that or whatnot. You might not feel that, or some things that, might be said in the Bible, you might not feel like it's pertaining to you. But when I hear maybe a Tupac song and I'm hearing him rapping verses, I feel like that pertains to me because that's the environment that I grew up in. Second thing is all this climate change or whatnot. California's been worried about trying to change boys into girls and girls into boys. When California's going broke because they've been mismanaging money or whatnot. Why ain't they all this rain or stuff going on? That's because y'all ain't been building up no dams or whatnot because y'all been worried about the wrong thing or whatnot.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing but Mother Nature. But you would think that the liberals would be smart enough or whatnot to understand. Well, maybe we need to go ahead and store all this rainwater, all this stuff that's going down there, flowing down there by Ellen DeGeneres' house or Oprah Winfrey's house, and use this for the desert areas in California that just keep having them wildfires. But they won't say that or whatnot because you got a whole bunch of scary people in politics that's scared to stand up and speak and say what the truth is or whatnot because they going with the agenda. God bless you, Hake. Thank you, Joel. God bless all y'all or whatnot, the cast. I'll catch y'all later, and we still rolling with Trump. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Art. Appreciate you, man. Take care.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I do want to say one more thing about that.
Yeah.
If I can.
Go ahead.
Just to address, if you're still listening, Art, is that I'm not denying what you're saying because you may be making a lot of points. And I'm not for getting vaccinated either. I don't even know if we should we disavow that on the but the thing is,
well, you've said before that you didn't get it, you didn't trust it or see the need.
Yeah, because I mean, somebody said earlier is that if you're putting something in your body that your body doesn't recognize and it doesn't come from your body, there's a high chance that it could do some damage because your body's like, what is this? Especially if it was made in with haste, like James was saying, and it's quick and it has to combat this like deadly virus. Here comes Bill. Bill must have some a take on it. No. The point is that there's still that stuff can cause these type of damage, that kind of damage to where you having a heart attack, pass out, stuff that happen. Right. But my thing is that it's just a reach to say that a heart attack after people have been vaccinated, the world has been vaccinated, most people, and then they have a heart attack to point the finger at the vaccine and just because you said it. And maybe you have some proof or whatever, then find a way to help me, educate me on how I can preach that message to the people so they know not to get it the next time. But when we just say, oh, it's all people who got vaccinated and are having heart attacks. Oh, that's because of the people been having heart attacks. You know what I'm saying, Art? So I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I'm just saying that both sides need a little bit more.
Makes sense.
That's just my opinion.
I have a super chat screenshot that I put into the folder. It's called Super Post-vax Stats, and it's from Asmodor, and it has a picture. And it has this racist frog that Hillary Clinton warned us about. Is that Pepe or is it somebody else? I, of course, disavow this frog. Athletes under 35 years, this is on Odyssey, ODYSEE.com/@TheHakeReport. Athletes under 35 years who suffered cardiac arrests from 1966 to 2004, 1,101 in 38 years. 1,101. But from 2021 to 2022, 1 year, 1,598 athletes under 35 suffered cardiac arrests. So it's more than doubled according to Asmodor's stats. Just in 1 year, it had a 50% increase.
Oh, so
almost.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And a 50% increase in 1 year over what it took in 38 years. And I don't know if this stat is accurate, but that's what people have claimed. Have you seen that? Do you see that thing, the super? I think I put it in the folder. It's called Super Post-vax Stats.
That's more than 50%?
Oh, you probably have to
refresh if
it's in
a
the
year,
folder.
50% in 1 year, that's pretty drastic.
1,500.
You're not making it making it like as drastic as it is.
I know. Yeah. In 38 years. Yeah, it's more than 50%. It's like.
It's 38 years.
Right, 38
1
years.
year.
It has.
Yeah.
It's 38 times more than 38. It's like 50 times. No, it's like almost 65 times more. It's more like 6,500% increase. Something like that. Do you see it yet? If you refresh the folder, you might see it. I'm not sure. It's not that important because I named the stats. And Bill has a smart mind, but maybe we need to see it on the chalkboard like this is depiction shows. It says super post-vax stats. You see it? We're going to show it on the screen.
Johnny, while that's coming up, Johnny Leonard says, Joel, just put the truth out. Don't be scared about your paycheck coming in from YouTube.
We don't even get a paycheck from YouTube. We just don't want to get banned on YouTube. And that has nothing to do with what we're saying what we believe.
Yeah, we're saying what we believe. And I'm not even smart enough to try not to get banned. I'll end up getting banned just from running my mouth.
I do disavow this meme. For one, it's racist. And for two, it's making a claim that you're not allowed to say, is that the vax hurts people.
Who suffered cardiac arrest.
So in 38 years, 1966 2004, 1,100 only.
Oh, I see. And then
but in 1 year, 15, almost 1,600.
But we don't know. See, these are just all cardiac arrests. We don't technically know if
35
all these
years,
people
under 35.
who were all these people vaccinated.
Yeah, but what else would what else would the thing from 2021? Maybe everybody's weak because they support Black Lives Matter.
It could be more emotional, more stress, more fear. I don't know. But it does line up. It does make sense though about the timing of the vaccine. So I get what they're saying.
Yeah.
And I don't deny it.
And I can't confirm or deny that statistic.
Maybe the lockdowns did it.
Or maybe the lockdowns. There's a lot of different components.
The COVID-10, everybody gained 10 pounds on average or 20 pounds.
There's a lot of components here.
Yeah.
But I don't deny it.
Or maybe people are dying because Sleepy Joe is making everybody weak.
Yeah.
Or something, because he's in office now. The little athletes.
But I'm glad.
They're kneeling for the anthem. That's why they died. God struck them down.
But I'm glad that people are speaking up. I had to say that at least people are speaking up and we just got to be wiser about how we do it is all I'm saying. But it's good that an opposing view is coming because then it makes you think. So
yeah, true.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I got a couple more super chats to read through before we get back to calls and stories. Bible Thumper gave a super chat on Streamlabs.com/thehake report. He gave me 48 cents. No, he gave me $1, but out of that $1, I only get 48 cents. Thanks a lot, Bible Thumper, but appreciate the gesture. He says, Luke 16, verses 27 to 31, and send Lazarus to my family, for I have 5 brothers. Let him warn them, so that they will not also come to torment. And this is from Jesus talking about the parable. If they do not listen to Moses and the prophets, they will not be convinced even if someone rises from the dead. That's what Bible Thumper says. And I don't know who that's aimed at, if that's aimed at Joel Friday and Hake for not accepting the evidence or what. But thank you, Bible Thumper, for the 48 cents on the dollar. PayPal takes it. Animus gave a super chat. He gave $3 because he's polite, not rude. I appreciate the 48 cents out of the $1 that you tried to send. Animus gave a super chat saying, that's why it's called spaceship. To me, space is kind of the same as ocean. So as a globetard, I am not in disagreement with the Bible. Nice. Nugget Man says, so to change your mind, you want Vax Maker to tell you that it's poison. You want NASA to tell you that Earth is flat. And you want banksters to tell you that it's a scam. Come on, man. Thank you, Nugget Man. Whatever, man. Jerk. Nah, whatever. We love the conspiracy theorists who are often proven right in some form.
Right.
Yeah. So we love the flat earthers if we love anybody. Before we get to your story about the Craigslist ads, Joel, let's talk to Joe in Phoenix, Arizona. On the line, been on hold for some time. Joe in Phoenix, you're live with Joel Friday and Hake. Thanks for calling.
Good morning to you both. Joel, it's good to see you.
Hey, man.
Morning.
I hope that you've gotten away from Jesse and Hake, but...
Oh, I remember it.
Anyway.
I remember Joe now.
Was he? Yeah, you remember that?
I remember Joe. Okay. I just had to hear the voice for a second.
You
What's
sound
up, Joe?
well. You sound well, Joe.
Well, thank you, Hake.
Nice.
Joel, I'm certainly glad to hear you say you want to see receipts and facts from conservatives or liberals, because if you recall, that's been my whole criticism with Jesse and Hake for years.
Right.
Unfounded denigrations and stereotypes and lies about black people. I call them examples, and of course he just dismisses them and makes fun of them because he can't debunk them.
Fair enough.
And that's my whole problem with Jesse since the day when I should start hearing him.
Fair enough.
So I'm glad to hear you say that you want to see facts and receipts to actually prove someone's point.
That's a fair point. But there's also a good point that you make. There's also spirit that testifies with spirit. So I don't deny, let's just say, not to beat the vaccine over the head, but like, and I don't want God to try to prove to me that this is the case and have me go through a situation and I have to realize I don't want that. But I'm just saying that, like, it just doesn't hit the spirit when I hear from the conservatives just saying, or, you know what I mean? Like, certain people, they're just saying these things and making these reaches. It don't hit the spirit. So, but I get your point. It's a fair point that you're making. I mean, people need a little bit more.
No, fair enough. And, you have to figure things out for yourself over time. That's good.
Yep.
But I tell you what, James, I told you this before, and with Jesse too. I mean, I hope you guys can continue your lies and stereotypes and denigrations of most black people. In fact, I want you to do it even more. Because if you notice, the followers of Alex Jones didn't have to commit any kind of violence or do anything to the Sandy Hook families, and he's still being absolutely murdered in the courts, which is fantastic to see. And that will be your future. So please, continue to lie about, stereotype, and denigrate most black people even more, James. Please do.
Did you just say that you're happy that Alex Jones is getting an injustice done on him?
Injustice. It is absolute justice.
In what way is it justice what's happening to Alex Jones? And thanks for the passive aggressive woman chiding, by the way.
Sure.
But in what way is it injustice? Is it justice what's happening to Alex Jones?
Because he spent years profiting from spreading terrible lies about the Sandy Hook conspiracy and putting the lives of those families in danger, even though nothing luckily happened to them. So it's a justice to see him pay for his evil doing, just like it will be for you and Jesse when your day comes.
That makes no sense. Where's your sense of justice? How is that justice? And did you listen to him for years? That you know what he's said about the Sandy Hook people for years?
Yes, for years, yes. I didn't listen
What did he say?
Every single show.
What did he say for years?
Said they were crisis actors, that it wasn't real, it didn't happen. It was all just one big conspiracy to try to make an assault on the Second Amendment, which never happened, of course.
And he said that for years?
For years, yes.
I don't know if you're telling the truth, man, because I have listened to Alex Jones off and on. I've heard him speculate here and there, and for sure there was assaults on the Second Amendment. An assault is not necessarily battery. There have been assaults on the Second Amendment, and there has been battery on the Second Amendment, by the way. But
how so? Where? Who brought a bill? Who brought any kind of challenge to the Second Amendment, James? None.
Yeah, huh? You ever heard of Every Town for Gun Safety? I think that came right out of Newtown, Connecticut, which is the Sandy Hook thing.
That's an organization. But
they were assaulting.
No legislation.
When they're threatening to take away the Second Amendment, that's an assault. If you threaten somebody, threatening is assault.
There's not an actual law, James.
There are many laws that violate the Second Amendment, and they're using every. Do you deny, as a black Republican, that every time there's a mass shooting, so-called, that they are trying to go after the Second Amendment and bring in gun safety?
There's an outcry and there's outrage, but There's been no legislation.
So you don't
that
deny that there's an attack on the Second Amendment every time there's a so-called gun there's a gun violence act.
mass shooting. Yes, I do deny that.
You
There's
deny it?
been no legislation, no bills proposed to change the laws, none.
Now you're lying again.
James, you're just lying because you can't name one. Name one.
I'm
Name
not interested
one law
in naming one. They're
don't
doing it.
think
They're
there
trying to
is
do it all
none.
the time.
Because there
Remember,
is none.
Barack Obama cried when they couldn't get it done. He cried. A tear came to his eye. Do you remember that?
No.
Do you
law
remember that?
has been challenged, James. No.
You don't remember Obama crying when they couldn't get the his gun control attack on the Second Amendment passed?
You're lying again, James. He cried because of the tragedy of losing those kids, not because they couldn't get their gun laws passed.
No, it was amid the gun law thing. He cried.
No, you're lying.
You're ridiculous. But anyway, thank you, Joe. Appreciate you.
I do hope you get away from James and Jesse someday because they are evil people. But I'm glad to hear you say that you're finally looking for facts and evidence.
What do you mean finally? Why do you mean finally? He's always been this way.
That's a little harsh.
No,
Joel's always been this way.
I've called you before and tried to get you on this track, Joel, and you didn't want to hear it. So
I wouldn't say I'm on the track though, a different track, and it's a bit of in my opinion, a reach to say that people are
take your hand
inherently just evil like that. So I disagree. I don't believe James and Jesse are evil, but that's your opinion.
Disagree because they're helping you pay your bills, but.
Well, not
in what way? Joel's doing this for free. I don't even give him super chats.
Yeah.
Now you're just speculating because you make up lies and denigrations about people, and you've done it for years. You're gonna pay for your denigration.
You're hysterical.
You're gonna pay for your denigration of JLP, an innocent man.
It'll be a sweet, sweet day when you guys get hit with major, major fines and lawsuits. It'll be a sweet day.
Are you a Christian?
I am Christian. You know I am.
And so why do you anticipate with salivation the downfall of your fellow Christian or your enemies or whatever we are? Why do you celebrate in the downfall of people?
To call out evil, and what you and Jesse do, you make my life.
No, it's not about calling out evil. You're celebrating in anticipation that we're going to have a downfall.
Calling out evil. That's what I'm doing.
That's not calling out evil. You're celebrating downfall. That's evil itself.
I'm anticipating what's going to happen because you see it happen with
and you're excited about it. You're excited about evil befalling people.
Befalling evil people, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, Joe. You're a mess, you snake.
Yeah. You're a chick.
All right. Bye.
Joe, get out of there, buddy, as soon as you can. Have a good day, bro.
Happy New Year. Thank you. What a mess. Terrible. He just makes my stomach turn. But thank you, the snake, Joe from Phoenix, Arizona.
I haven't heard Joe. I forgot about Joe.
Yeah.
But as soon as he called, I remember everything that he talked about. Everything all came back. But I appreciate the call, Joe.
Nice. Motherfuckers act like they forgot about Joe.
Forgot about Joe.
Nowadays, everybody want to act like they got something to say, but nothing comes out. Just a bunch of, but they move their lips with a bunch of gibberish and blah 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 blah. Act like they forgot about Joe. That was my introduction to that guy. Was that everybody's introduction to that guy? How far he's fallen. He used to be so based.
I will say, Joe, to be honest, when I first heard you from the very beginning, you sounded more clear. Now you definitely sound like I don't know, something stuck in your throat a little bit, or you're sick. I don't know if maybe you are sick, but your voice did change. So I don't know if you want to check in on that. But it sounded a little bit sick.
I did say he was sounding well because he had a stroke at one point.
Okay.
And
so maybe
he really recovered quite well from that, which is nice.
Okay, so it must have been. So it's recovery from that.
Yeah,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, but he's so malicious, and he cannot accept the simple truth from JLP. But yeah, JLP says some things that may not be precise or properly stated, not quite accurate. But the big picture is true.
Yeah.
So let's get to your the Craigslist ad thing, shall we? We got to get to this.
Excuse me, sorry. So we have a photo. So basically, I'm just gonna read off of this photo. Can you pull it up?
We have a screenshot here called.
Screenshot.
What is it called? Male companion ad. Craigslist is the thing. I have so many different things in this folder. It's a mess.
Yeah. When he puts this up, I'm going to read to you guys. Because on Craigslist, this is the real thing. And I've heard this before, but a person I know sent me this just to see what I thought. And it says, male companion, looking for a male companion, 28 to 45 in Beverly Hills.
Can you zoom? Thank you, man.
Beverly Hills, and obviously Beverly Hills people got money. But it says, respectful and kind mixed race woman. That's who posted this. White/black, biracial, going through a divorce, seeking immediate, nice and normal, discreet male friend for a woman to hang out with. We all know what that really means. It says, message if interested in the position. Accommodations and generous pay will be provided for the right candidate. Please feel free to contact with any additional questions and more information. Minority men preferred, especially black, must have qualities such as kindness and compassion. Compensation $500. So this person, I need to get the address.
Oh yeah, you're white, black, biracial too.
$500. I need to get. No, I'm playing. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up because it should almost be, to me, a little ashamed to want to buy some compassion, because you would think that if you bought somebody and they came to your house, that it's not going to be that genuine. They don't know you. They don't know each other. So it was just so wild to me that this is a real thing and it wasn't a joke. Like, it's really not a joke. I've seen multiple ads like this.
Right.
And it's just interesting that
it is compensation $500.
Yeah, at the bottom, compensation $500. And they really mean it. They really mean it, and they really want that compassion and stuff. And it's kind of sad because we've gotten that far to not even recognize that this is silly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's obviously troubled, this person, because for anybody to go out their way and do this, you're troubled, right?
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate. But, you know, it's just crazy. And there's another ad to where you can have a party, and people do this in like rich neighborhoods or like rich people. They hire models and a girl group, so that way when, say, media comes to your home for like a party or whatever the case is, it looks like you're more popular than you are.
Yeah.
Or just to make a boyfriend jealous or a girlfriend jealous or a friend group jealous, you hire other friends and make it seem like you're doing. But what does it prove to me? That was just my whole thing, is that what is it like at the end of the day? You go home, you know it was fake. You know you paid for compassion.
Right.
You know they really don't care about you. They just want the money. So I'm trying to understand how we got here. So that was just my thing. I'm trying to understand. Maybe the chat could tell me. I want to maybe get your opinion on it, James. Like, how do we get here for people to think it's okay to post an ad asking for compassion and pay, and it be normalized?
Right.
That's a normal thing. Like, people are not ashamed. They're really going to probably tell their friends, I paid for somebody to, and that's just so crazy.
They've been doing this in Asian countries too. And I don't know if it started with the Asians, but I wonder if that's her white side being all clever and scheming, and then her black side, which is more shameless, is shameless enough to do it. Or I don't know, but it may not even be the race thing, honestly.
So, but
it's like the society is so weak.
But yeah.
Are there any men who are posting ads like this?
There probably is. There probably, I don't know.
I would do it.
I don't know.
I would do it if I were desperate enough. Maybe. I don't know if I would do it.
But what is like...
I would have too much pride or...
Yeah.
You know, but in the defense, or not in the defense. If you think about it, honestly, though, even the non-paid stuff is fake.
Yeah.
It's transactional. Everybody's selfish.
Yeah.
People are using each other.
Yeah.
Whether they're
In the
getting
first
paid
place.
or not.
In the first place, which is true. But it's like, and some people may not do a Craigslist ad. That's true. Some may not do a Craigslist ad, but they may talk to somebody random that they think is their friend, and then it's false anyway. But what is the part that how do we get
This is almost
there?
prostitution if it was what you were suggesting.
No, because I know people
who've done this,
who do the prostitute thing as a normal thing,
right?
And that's how they make their living and all that stuff. Well, obviously, everybody knows strippers, everybody knows prostitutes, everybody knows escorts. An escort, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
This is the same exact thing, but we just keep like inching and inching. Because normally we would get an escort, and I don't say we, but we as a society, we would get an escort for a specific thing. Like we want to get a specific job done. But then we have friends, that we could talk to and stuff like that. Like, what is going on that we need to pay for somebody to have a friend?
Right.
And then we don't think that something's wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Am I missing something? Or what do you guys think?
And to go with it.
Because
I guess the more people are doing it, women are kind of bandwagoners.
Yeah.
And liberals, and many people, conservatives too, are bandwagoners.
Yeah.
So if everybody's doing it, like pot
just gonna do
smoking,
it. Yeah.
like the stigma is gone, the shame is gone.
Yeah.
And so might as well like feed my ego this way. And I have no pride, no dignity anymore anyway, so I'm gonna pay for it. I don't care.
Yeah. And exactly. And go ahead, finish.
I can see Hollywood making a movie about this type of thing if they haven't already.
Yeah.
About because they've done it with. There's a movie called Green Card, where this guy married a woman to get a green card to stay in the country.
Yeah, for sure.
And they were just using each other, purely transactional, and then they really fell in love, according to Hollywood. So I could see Hollywood making a movie about this degeneracy, which it kind of is.
Yeah.
And then making some people really fall in love
at the end, like
after
maybe she's gonna get a friend, like an actual friend out of this.
Right.
But
she's going through a divorce. She shouldn't be doing anything. She needs that alone time.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. Like that's the thing. And well, Hassan, what do you think? Do you have an opinion on it? Do you have a take on it?
Yeah, we need Hassan's take on this.
What do you think of that?
I mean,
would you do it?
I probably have
Would you do
done
either
it.
in it? Would you do either end?
There's probably an element of me, it's very interesting. It's it's like what you just said about. It's kind of like what you said yesterday, Hake. I think about
bring yourself on camera.
When you said about integration and how people claim like, oh look, because of integration, now my best friend is this or that, and we'll justify things.
Yeah.
To think that, or the green card example,
right?
Now we're really in love because of it. But it's really just if you spend enough time with someone, or if you can manipulate someone who also is maybe weak, in needing something, then now all of a sudden you guys are just weak together,
right?
Yeah.
So
you're on the same page. You're two people are on the same page, so it seems like it's
they
love.
will fall into that false emotional love.
Yeah.
And I think for some women, especially, or men, that have been through divorces or are older, and I don't know, she's in Beverly Hills, maybe she has money, whatever. It's like sometimes it's easier for people to just, like what Too Short said, I don't pay for women to come, I pay for them to leave. So saying that, like the same way people buy drugs or buy alcohol to numb the pain,
I see,
and not have to deal with that isolation and that
might as well
solitude.
pay for a person, huh?
Yeah.
So it's like it's like buying something, you could use it for a second, you can get rid of it when you don't want it anymore.
And like Hake said, we do it anyway, even if we're not like physically paying them.
Yeah.
Like you hear men always say like, I mean, I don't want to say anything too vulgar, but men will say like, not me, I'm just saying this has been said before.
Disclaimer.
That like, oh, well, I would never get a prostitute, but in a sense, it's all prostitution because I'm taking them on a date.
Yeah,
they do it for free.
I'm going to the movies.
Yeah.
You go on a date, it's about $300.
Yeah.
So it's. I'm just saying that people look at it
in different ways. Yeah. And I think, and that's a great point. And I think that Satan knows how to make schemes up to allow you to accept things that are pretty crazy, which I've done in a lot of different ways.
You follow the thoughts.
You follow the
thoughts. You can rationalize anything.
And then you rationalize, and then you're just like, wow, that kind of makes sense. And I think to kind of like what Hassan said is that you can kind of, when you pay for something, you can get it, and maybe this was her intention, I don't know. You can pay for it, use it, and then get rid of it. With another friend, they usually give you their time, but they want something in return.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
then you have an obligation.
Then I got to hang out with this person, but I don't want to hang out with them that long.
Right.
But when you pay for somebody, there's a sense of control there. Like, I can have him stay if I want. If I tell him time is up, he can leave.
Yeah.
They can control the situation more. So maybe I'm going to give this person the benefit of the doubt. And we're going to say that they have some pain that they're dealing with when they're divorced. They feel empty. They're not a Christian, and they need something to fulfill them. So they're going to pay for somebody to come there, and they can control it. So that gives them a high. Like, I can make him do A, B, and C. And when I'm done with him, bye. And then I lost 500, but I'm a millionaire, and yet I feel good. But what happens tomorrow?
Right.
You know,
it's just emptiness.
Yeah. Like, what happens tomorrow? What happens the next week? I mean, is this are you paying for me to come every week? Is this a normal job? Am I funded?
Right.
Am I an independent contractor? If so, where you at?
But like what JLP always says, it's better to be alone and suffer that, and then you can overcome it.
Yeah.
But you're saving yourself. You're saving the ego from your freedom.
But it's hard to see. I can relate to where in the moment where you're heartbroken, you don't want to hear no truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just want to feel better. So, but some people like they don't know like, oh, tomorrow I'll be fine.
Right.
More so it's like, dang, I need to fix this now, and we'll worry about tomorrow later. So here's $500. You know what I mean? So I can understand that. But rationally, like rational, like we'll know to be like, okay, well, this is my ego.
Right.
That's the good thing about waking up, and a good thing about
it's a good kind of pain.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
Which is why you never, and I won't say never, but you don't fall into depression and anxiety because you recognize that it's not of yourself.
Yeah.
And then, so you may be feeling that pain in that moment, and it feels like depression, but tomorrow you're fine. So that's the good thing about meditation, being aware and waking up, is that you no longer see that, or you no longer view depression as the same. You see it as Satan, or my mind, not your mind, but Satan convincing me of something. I feel it, but tomorrow he's gonna convince me of something good, and I'm gonna feel good, either way. But the whole point is it's the mind, so there is no depression anyway. But I guess after we talked about it, it makes a little bit more sense why people do this kind of stuff.
Because why wouldn't they? Because look at all the degeneracy that we accept as like the normal type of degeneracy.
And they'll get away with it.
It's only going to get worse.
They'll get away with it. That's why God says in the Bible that it is harder for the man to get, harder for a rich man to get into heaven. I don't know what it is. What is it?
It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven.
Exactly.
Because he got so much that he can pull from to feed that ego.
If he can feel good, he can pay $500 to get somebody to give him a pat on the back, and then pay another $500 to massage your foot. And then, so who needs God, quote unquote, if you got money? So I totally understand it. But anyway,
your God is gone.
Yeah,
it's what JLP was talking about with church, with idol worship. I don't know if you caught church on Sunday, but he talked about how, like, in your imagination, everything is an idol.
Yeah.
And you like the woman that you're with,
Yeah.
or the just all the different attachments to the world, going outside, eating. It's all idol worship.
Yeah, that's true.
So he says every human being is an idol worshiper.
That's true.
Because you worship your thoughts. And women are really shameless with this. And so they'll push, and they'll just see more and more insane things being accepted.
Because it's not about shame. It's about a means to feel better or feel good.
Yeah.
Like, and the emotions. Yeah. So it's like, and that's so true because women oftentimes, and men too, is that
we're becoming more and more like
them.
Like instead of them becoming more like us. Like
that's
God.
so true. But it's like, it's more so people don't care about doing the right thing, the truth, or any of that. They just care about feeling better in the moment.
Yeah.
So forget the shame. Like, what can I do to feel better? So, yeah, 100%. I think that's exactly what's going on.
Terrible. What a mess.
What a mess. But that's all I had, y'all.
Well, thank you for the that segment, Joel Friday. That's cool. Pretty deep stuff.
And thank you guys for helping me bring some more context to have more understanding and compassion for the lady, because it makes sense. You know, but sometimes, like, from the outside, you're like,
that's insane.
Yeah.
How do we fall this far?
Exactly.
Do you want to cover this Joe Biden MLK Day greeting?
I'm down. I think I've seen this.
Have you?
I think I heard this.
Okay. You may or may not have. Yesterday was Martin Luther King Jr. Day. There was a mass shooting and all kinds of stuff. But this was the, let's go to clip 12. This is from POTUS, President of the United States. I hate that thing. And this is supposedly Joe Biden tweeted, like Dr. King, I know that there is nothing beyond this nation's capacity. We will fulfill the promise of America for all Americans. And so here's Joe Biden crossing his arms like this and holding hands. Have you ever seen that type of thing where they link arms like this, but they're using the opposite hands to hold a bunch of men in church, grown men in church holding hands with each other. This is MLK's church that he used to pastor. Now it's this Democrat guy, Raphael Warnock. And here's the little promo thing from the President of the United States. Embarrassing. Here it is.
On this day of remembrance, we gather at Dr. King's cherished Ebenezer. To commemorate what would have been Dr. King's 94th birthday.
Hey.
We gather to contemplate his moral vision and to commit ourselves to his path. I often think of the question that Dr. King asked us all those years ago. I think it's important you all remember, but I think it's important the nation remember it. He said, where do we go from here? Well, my message to the nation on this day is we go forward. We go together. When we choose democracy over autocracy, a beloved community over chaos, when we choose believers in the dreams, to be doers, to be unafraid. And ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. King's path in my view.
But we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, keep moving.
Whereas JLP says, be still. And that's from the White House. The black on the inside, White House. What do you think about that, Joel? Friday?
I guess the message overall was to endure, maybe just keep going. But it's just
endure what?
I don't. But
racism in America.
I don't know. It was hard to. The traditions sometimes where
they hold arms like this. They cross their arms.
Yeah, or like that.
Is it like a chain?
A lot of traditions are very new to me because I didn't grow up with that stuff. So it's like it looks almost silly. Yeah, it doesn't.
It looks like women came up with this, and men are grown men, grown Christian men.
I don't quite. Or people do the whole gowns And maybe there's purpose to it, but I just don't see it. But when I hear, what's his name?
Biden, Sleepy Joe Biden.
Yeah.
President Joe Biden, sorry.
Yeah. It just, in my opinion, what?
He sounds like an old man who's lost his teeth.
Low volume and not influential.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But he got 80 million votes. It's a fact, guys.
Yeah.
For the sake of my channel.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely just reading off of a script. I mean, this is scripted. But
You know, I see what Chad O. Jackson means. I don't know if you watched Uncle Tom 2. Chad O. Jackson is this guy. I recommend checking it out.
Check it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesse's in it, JLP.
Oh, okay.
And Chad Jackson was interviewed by Jesse yesterday on the Jesse Lee Peterson show and on The Fallen State several months back. Very interesting.
Nice.
He talked about how MLK was a communist and atheist at some points. If not at that point, even when he was dead, killed. But he said they made MLK into a god. And according to that, he's talking about walking on MLK's path, the path laid out by MLK. What happened to Jesus' path or God's path? They made MLK
idol.
into Jesus.
Speaking of idol, idols,
worship.
idol worship. Yeah.
So
exactly.
phony.
Yeah, it doesn't just give, and oftentimes these things just don't give a genuine, even the tradition and stuff like that. Like it doesn't give a genuine thing. That's why we have to be careful with traditions, because we can get caught up in the motions.
Right.
But they don't really, what do they mean behind it? Like, you know what I mean? So I just see a lot of the traditions today, not that they're wrong, but a lot of the traditions are just for the name, for the sake of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is what holy people do.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, You know what I mean? Like, so that's the vibe that gave me. Like, this is just a bunch of, this is what we should do. This is the right thing to say. We should hold hands. We should gather at MLK, and we should say something nice.
Terrible.
That's what.
I brought a tradition. Can you play clip 12? Is it 12? I think it's 12. 2 days ago in church, I wore my watermelon shirt on the IG Live. Show my clip.
Nice
in that shirt.
Watermelon shirt because tomorrow is MLK Day, and we love black people here on the Jesse Lee Peterson show and the Hake Report in church.
I love it.
Did we buy this for you? Because we were.
I think I was included. I think it was supposed to be a thing, right?
Esteban and I were going to buy you a watermelon shirt.
I remember that shirt.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I love it. Well, thank you, Joel. This has been fun. Appreciate it. Was fun. Tell the people how they can find you.
Yeah. JoelFridayTV on YouTube and Instagram. Check that out. Go subscribe. I plan to post some more videos, but who knows what tomorrow's going to bring. And then TheGiftedOfDance on YouTube and Instagram as well. I've been posting a lot there. I'm trying to get more active on YouTube, but I'm mostly active on Instagram. So go check that out. JoelFridayTV and TheGiftedOfDance. Go check it out.
Right on, man. Yeah, I'm the opposite of you. I'm active on YouTube, but not Instagram.
I know. I need to.
We gotta both.
Yeah, we gotta
even
work
it
on
out.
it.
JoelFridayTV and TheGiftedOfDance. Yeah. Well, guys, appreciate it. This has been the Hake Report with Joel Friday, and now is time for David Meece. All aboard the gospel train. Adios, America. Bye.
While this song is playing, we're gonna do. Hold it.
All aboard for the gospel train. All aboard for the gospel train. Everybody waiting for the judgment day when the saints all get on the gospel train. Won't be any stopping, any waiting in the line. It's just a one-way trip that is a paradise. I'm gonna be waiting with my bags all packed when I hear that whistle and the rumbling tracks. It's gonna be exciting when it's ready to go. When I board that train, it's gonna take trials and my troubles behind. There's gonna be no sorrow at the end of the line. Headed for the city with the streets of pure gold. When the Lord on high decides it's ready to go, I said, all aboard for the gospel train. My seat's reserved and my ticket's paid. I'm gonna be there when the conductor says, all aboard for the gospel train. All aboard for the gospel train. I can hardly wait until that glorious day when the saints aboard sing Amazing Grace.